I shared with you guys over a month and a half ago now that I was really struggling. I was struggling with keto. I was struggling with my mental health. I was struggling with any type of lifestyle change and healthy habit. I didn't deal with my emotional eating. I didn't deal with my anxiety and my depression. I kind of let it consume me. I just could not stick to anything. And since then, I have come a long way, and I really want to share with you guys everything that I have done, all the steps that I've taken in order to kind of get out of that funk and stop struggling so bad. Hi friends, welcome to Keto with Libby. I am Libby, and I am on a journey to health using the ketogenic lifestyle. I post everything about my journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, recipes, and everything in between. So if any of that interests you, please stick around. So a little backstory here. I have been doing keto for now almost 18 months, and for 12 whole months of that journey, I stayed completely keto. There was some, dirty keto days sprinkled in there, but for 12 months straight, I was keto. I stuck to it. I never faltered. I never went off of my, eating habits. And then the holidays came around. I decided to test the waters. And, I'd been keto for 12 months. I had everything in control. I tested the waters of eating non-keto foods, and it spiraled. Like, it didn't really spiral at first. It just kind of was like eating mostly keto with some non-keto days sprinkled in. And then after the new year, there was this huge flip of eating mostly non-keto with a few keto days sprinkled in. So after February was the hardest month. I had a lot of external stressors, from family and things like that, schoolwork, all of those kind of things. And March kind of settled down for me. So I took a look at February and I was like, okay, this needs to change. Something has got to give here. I can't keep going this way. And I took a look back. I said, how did I stay keto for 12 months? And I was so dedicated and so stinking determined. And now I just don't care about anything. How in the world do I get back to what I was? So here are the things that I did. A little disclaimer here. This did not happen overnight for me. March was still a difficult month. April has been a lot better, but it has still had its challenges. So this stuff takes time. I'm not saying that I put in all of these steps in 1 week and I was completely back to the right mindset. It has taken me this whole month and a half to start to feel better. So just a heads up. The first thing that I did is I reevaluated two things. The first one was I reevaluated why in the heck I am doing this. I sat down and looked at my initial goals for starting keto. And I said, okay, let's take it back to the beginning. Why did I even start doing this? What motivated me? What are my goals? So for me, I have said this 1,000 times. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing it, but I will never stop saying it. My goals are not just all about weight loss. For me, it is to prevent type 2 diabetes and all of the slew of health problems that come with that. It is breaking the generational curses of having an unhealthy lifestyle. It is all of these other things encompassed in, and weight loss comes with it. So I said, okay, if I stop eating keto, if I completely stop eating keto and go back to my old healthy ways of eating, I am going to become a type 2 diabetic. I was on that route, and I know that that's the way that I was going to go. For me, keto is what works the best, and it is what is going to get me to my goals. So I had to reassess my goals completely and take it back to the basics and figure out if keto was really the best thing for me. And for me, it 100% is, because of my specific goals and how well I feel when I am on keto and when I am in ketosis. Now, that might not be the case for you. You might sit down and reevaluate it and be like, okay, maybe keto is not what is going to work best for me. You just have to figure that out for yourself. The second thing I reevaluated was what I was eating when I was doing keto. Now, for the first 12 months, it was a lot of home-cooked meals. It was a lot of home-cooked substitutes. I would have a little bit of dirty keto sprinkled in here and there. And then during the holidays, there was kind of this huge flip of where the healthy homemade keto was sprinkled in, and the majority of it was dirty keto. And then there were a lot of just non-keto days for 5 months. Ooh, 5 months. So I had to take a step back and be like, okay, for the last 5 months, you have been going back and forth from eating the standard American diet and then you go to eating dirty keto. And you know dirty keto doesn't work for you. I'm an emotional eater. I will eat all of my feelings. Give me all the keto ice creams and all the keto cookies. I will eat them all because it's just kind of putting a band-aid on my problem and not helping me whatsoever. So I had to sit down and reevaluate everything that I eat and come up with a sustainable plan for myself. I emphasize sustainable because that looks different for everybody. Sustainable keto can look like clean, organic, perfect, healthy keto for somebody, but sustainable keto for somebody else can be dirty keto. It's whatever works best for you and for your lifestyle. And again, you have to decide that. All right, now we get down to the action steps, the things that I actually physically did in order to make these changes. The very, very first one, I planned out my goals. Now, I know earlier I said I went back and I reassessed my goals. I actually sat down and planned out my goals for the month. I shared that with you in a video, and I've actually done it a couple of times since, just making sure that I am staying on track towards my goals. And I wrote them down somewhere that I am going to look at them often so I can keep myself accountable. The second action step, cleaning out my fridge and my pantry. No, I did not purge everything. I did not say, get it all out of here, we're starting fresh and new. Ain't nobody got money for that. All I did was I cleaned out the gross old food. I didn't purge absolutely everything that was non-keto or keto. I just kept it all in there, but I cleaned out my fridge to get it ready for restocking it. Same thing with my pantry. Now my pantry does have quite a bit of dirty keto foods that I've just kind of accumulated. Either I'll buy them or people will give me them. And I don't see the harm at this point in my journey with keeping those in my house. So I did not purge any of the dirty keto things. My son is not keto. My boyfriend does keto sometimes. So there are always going to be non-keto things in my house. And that's just something that I've had to learn to work through. And I do think it really helps me. So I just purged the old food, the stuff that, just needed to go to make room for restocking. So I shared that whole video with you guys about me restocking that I will link in the cards and the description down below. But I just kept it super basic. I stuck to the basics. I didn't get anything that I didn't think I needed. I didn't buy any more dirty keto foods for myself. I stuck to the meats, the cheeses, the veggies, all of the basics. And I found that that really helped me to kind of refocus what I was thinking about and what foods I was craving, if that makes any sense. I guess I did this one before I went to the store. But anyways, number 4 is planning out your meals. And I've told you guys before, I am a meal planner. I am not a meal prepper. Prepping doesn't work for me. I'm not a fan of it, but planning works really well when I do it. Now, I find it also helps my family kind of flow a little bit better too when we have food in the fridge and we kind of have an idea of what's for dinner that week. We can just flow a lot better and we're not going into these, I don't know what's for dinner. What do you want for dinner? Let's just go get food from a drive-thru. Let's just stop at Walmart and get a frozen pizza. It just kind of gets ahead of those nights and those kind of things that can spiral out of control, which they have. So I just want to get ahead of those things. And this last point is probably going to be the most important point that I give in this video. And that is to give yourself grace. Now, when I say give yourself grace, there's a few different ways that I have started incorporating this into my keto lifestyle. The first one is I have stopped talking so dang negatively to myself when I make conscious choices to eat the foods that I would like to eat. For example, I went out to eat with some family and friends over this week, and I'd been doing really good on keto. I'd been sticking to keto. I think it was like 12, 13 days I had been keto. And there was just this one dish. It was a Colombian dish, and I really wanted to try it. I was like, I've never tried this before. It sounds fantastic. And, I just kind of sat there and debated in my head. I was like, this is not keto. I shouldn't be eating it. It's not keto. And I have tried so hard to stop with that talk. I have a whole video on it. And I will link that in the cards and the description down below, because I have really been struggling with the way that I think about keto, and I've really been trying to restructure it. So this was a perfect moment for me to do that. And I said, no, Libby, this is food that you've never tried before, and you want to try it. So you don't ever get this opportunity. So I tried the food. When I got the food, I said, oh, I really shouldn't eat this. It's a lot of this and this and this. It's a lot of non-keto, beans, rice. I had to shut it down in my head. I was like, no, you can have this food. You don't need to feel guilty about eating food. Eat the food. So I kind of, I forgot about it and I was eating the food and whatever. And somebody made a comment to me and they said, well, that's not keto. And I said, no, it's not. And, we only do this maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. So it's really not going to hurt me at all. And you know what? Saying that and having to explain that really helped solidify the choice in my mind. And the other thing that really helped too is knowing that the next day I was going to get back on track. The next day I fasted for that morning because I did not feel great. I didn't want to eat anything. I just drank some water for the whole morning. And then I got right back to keto, So really working through that talk with myself and stopping putting labels on keto and non-keto foods and thinking of, food as a reward and I'm going to eat bad today, kind of having all those different mindsets. It has really helped me to shut that down. So my shirt today says, choose kindness. And that doesn't go just for being kind to other people, but you also need to be kind to yourself and the way that you talk to yourself, okay? So I hope this video helped you in some way, shape, or form. I hope any of these steps help you on your journey. They are really working for me. This is honestly everything I've done over the last 2 months that has gotten me in such a better mindset and such a better place about my journey. I feel remotivated and just excited to keep going and sharing with you guys. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.